Just for posterity, welcome to the stream. This is going to be the Darius Cozmic collection. This recently released, like at the start of this month. It's been out in Japan for like a year or two already. I think it came out February, beginning of last year, but it was announced before that. So it's been a long time coming. I wasn't even sure it was going to come here. Had a little weird release where it was physical only for a while, for like 6 months or something before it went digital finally. And I'm gonna just say right now, the prices they're charging for these games is kind of absurd. Let's do a quick overview of what the hell this collection even is. This is Darius, which is an old Taito arcade shooter. Darius 1, 2, 3. Sorry, Darius 1 and 2 and Gaiden in this collection, which is the arcade collection. There's also the Cozmic Collection console, which we'll be taking a look at afterwards, which is the console ports of all of them, as well as like 2 new exclusive games. Exclusive to Super Nintendo, I mean. There's a couple notable absences here, but we'll get to them as we talk about it. First, let's just start with Darius. This is Darius. Here we go. This is going to be notable for its 3-screen, super wide gameplay, which you'll be able to see immediately. Actually, before we start, I'm going to put this on easy because this game is absolutely fucking brutal, relentless, and yeah, it's absolutely brutal, relentless, and it restarts you with 0 power-ups when you die, so we're just going to be taking a little chill here. It's also just hard to commentate and play at the same time. But yes, just to show these things off before we get started, these are, along the sides are what are called the M2 gadgets. So this is just screen basically by itself. That's just what you would have seen in the arcade. For the Shot Trigger series and for these arcade releases, they've added a couple of different gadgets. Like this is obviously just a zoomed in version of the screen of the score. Here you can get the bonus score. So if you collect those grade pellets, they'll add up to a total bonus. Here's arm strength. Weird. You think like arm would probably be like arms, like weapons. It's your armor strength, which is like the amount of shields you get. If you see the arm bar down there, that actually is the amount counting up to the upgrade. It doesn't actually tell you how many hits you're taking, which has always been a weird thing about the series. We got the next zone info, an instruction panel that mimics the arcade setup. I don't know what Yakuza timer is. It says display remaining time until Yakuza appears during boss battles. I have no idea what the fuck Yakuza means. Like, is a dude gonna come up to my cabin and beat the shit out of me if I don't beat the boss in time? What's up with that? Boss HP gauge, self-explanatory. Pretty useful though, because otherwise you don't have an in-game way to tell. And boss analyzer, which is pretty useful, as when the boss shows up, it'll tell you what the weak points are for the boss, which is really useful, especially for early playthroughs and learning the game. You might also be able to tell if you have headphones in, but this uses stereo sound, and when I say I mean it uses stereo sound, it's like hard pan stereo sound. If you're on the left side, you'll hear it coming out of the left earphone, middle both, and then right you'll hear it coming out of the right side. Apparently the cabinets in Japan... Oh, fuck! Took my eyes off the screen for 1 second and lost all my shield. Apparently the cabinets in Japan had like a rumble feature, where the game would rumble alongside what was going on in the game. And they also had headphone jacks so that each player could have their own sound, which is pretty cool. That's actually a feature that you see a lot now in arcades, more for like music games. Any like rhythm games have kind of like this headphone jack for hardcore rhythm players to like bring their own headphones so they can kind of make it out of the cacophony of arcades. But yeah, this is there's a couple different. You might have seen like a lot of entries. There's really only 3 games on this collection, the arcade collection. There's 1, 2, and Gaiden. But there's a lot of different variations of each of them that are all included on here. Not every single variation is included. There are some notable absences, and that's kind of oh fuck me. There's some notable absences that in the collection, and that's going to be kind of a running theme for both of these collections is notable absences. Despite the, I think this collection might be like $45. The other one too might even be more from what I read in some places. I'm not sure what the current prices are right now. But they're charging like nearly full price for both of these collections separately, and they kind of feel like collections that are collections that feel incomplete without each other. They feel like complementary packages that are kind of just sold separately, and they even are missing some specific games and ports that feel like they should have been collected. Oh, see, now I have no shields. Darius 1 is also pretty rough. Hey, welcome Tron, what's up? Darius 1 is also pretty rough in that when you die it sends you back to a checkpoint. I think bosses might at least keep their damage from what I can see from the gadgets. I like the gadgets added in this release specifically because they give you a lot more info and make like a lot of the mechanics a little bit more like transparent. So this one I'm probably just, if I lose the credits here, I'm just probably gonna call it and just move on to the next version just to see. Just to show off like differences. Most of them are pretty similar. Yeah, see, I'm fucking dead. Most of the different versions, let's go to them right now actually, are pretty similar. You get a little nice flavor text over here. So the old version of Darius, when the boss's life increases as you get more powerful. This one rebalances it, so it's so it's a little easier. Over here, makes the game even easier to play, but also balances it for, those upgrades. Again, we're going to play on easy a little bit. I'm going to try to get a couple stages in. I probably won't do the whole thing because that will be pretty long, and I want to kind of give a little bit of time for all of these games. Okay, so it does kind of... But let's see if we can get through a couple of these bosses, because there's some really interesting bosses. Just ahead of time, Darius 1 is like probably very hard to see, especially on the stream, but especially on the Switch when you're playing it in portable mode. 2, the sprites are a little bit bigger, so it feels like a little bit more zoomed in. It's a little easier to make everything out. And I think overall it's just kind of like a way more refined game with those, like, most of this game's ideas better. But there is some pretty cool, there are some pretty cool moments throughout Darius 1 that kind of make it worth playing, at least for like a historical perspective. And then we can kind of see the ways that like each port kind of adapted it once we get to that console collection. There are no like bombs in this game work the same way they do in like Gradius. They're just kind of your they're to hit enemies at an angle. There's no, at least in this game, there is no like super weapon or special weapon that'll like, there's no screen clearing bomb as modern shooters tend to bring. This game is also really brutal. Like, the regular shot shoots like about this fast. I am using the really rapid fire option that's included in here because otherwise, like, enemies, especially in this game, take a ton of damage, and when you lose power-ups, it can you're basically kind of screwed. Like, even on like a casual run, it can like, I missed the shield. I'm so dead. Even on a casual one, losing your power-ups can like really just set you back and make some of the later stages just feel basically impossible. It can make some of the later stages feel kind of like impossible. Okay, let's see if we can get these without getting killed. Nope. Alright, we're gonna try. You can kind of see here, the green power-ups are for bombs, blue's for shields, and red is for weapons. Alright, here we go. Take two. And then kind of in addition to the like ultra wide playfield, another big aspect of these games is their branching paths. So you can kind of see there near the bottom center, there's those branching alphabets. So it's like kind of an outrun style branching system where at the end of the stage you'll get an option to go down one or two paths. Oh, fuck me. Please just die. Thank you. And those will all take you on different variations of... Those will take you to like different stages and bring you to like different variations of bosses. Most of the paths have like similar-ish bosses for most of them. Like they don't have like 26 unique bosses or whatever. But they do have some interesting variants on them. Generally, when you're playing these games, at least these versions of them, you kind of want to stay in the middle, because that'll give you a little bit space to move left and right. There's no speed power-ups. The default speed kind of feels kind of slow, personally. And without any speed power-ups, it's a little rough. But you want to kind of stay in the middle because you want to kind of like aggressively take down enemies. That yellow power-up destroys everything on the screen. Those are pretty rare. So you kind of want to destroy them before they can get to you. But that can also be a hazard in that you kind of put yourself into harm's way pretty quickly. But you don't want to stay all the way back, even though it'll give you more time to react, because that'll kind of box you in. So, like, a lot of shooters are about managing space, but the wide playfield actually does come into play a little bit in forcing you to, you know, really be aware of your space. And here, because, especially in Darius 1, you don't have a lot of ways to attack diagonally, you're going to be using your bombs a lot. You want to be kind of aggressive about shoving them into enemies on the ground, just to make it a little bit easier to get out of the way of... Oh, this one's going to be rough. Oh, fuck! You know, you just want to create less opportunity for enemies to harass you and be put in bad situations. Your hitbox is like huge. Your hitbox is huge, and you're going to get in trouble because of it. Fuck. Woo! Someone please give me a shield. Yeah, that's most of the stuff that you need to know. If y'all got any, like, comments, any questions about Darius, I'll try to answer them. I'm not, like, a huge Darius expert. Most of the I'm mostly like a later series, I guess, like aficionado, fan of the later games in the series. So I haven't like played or practiced these as much as I'd like to have. Ooh. But I am like just kind of like an overall kind of fan of the series and its aesthetic. Also the music is just like aces. I think the art on the bottom is from Original Cabinet. M2 tends to, that's what M2 tends to do with these kind of releases. Which is what I'm pretty sure they did, but I'm not completely sure. Because I'm not sure if they have like the original files or anything. They might have recreated them. There's also like a neat little touch in that when you pause the game, you can kind of see, if you want to, like, for routing's sake, you can kind of see where the different bosses show up, and it'll actually tell you how many of each power-up is in there. So if you want to like find the safest route through the stages. There's also a practice mode for all of these, which is like something I'll probably look into, because like doing a 1 credit clear for these games fucking like the first couple stages you might be able to like kind of get a feel for it and kind of like get through, right? But once you get into like the latter half of this game, it just is like it's just relentless, and you're just like, if you haven't kept your power-ups from earlier stages, you're basically just screwed. And you're just gonna have to be fitting quarters in like every couple seconds. It's like not a fun time. Like you can technically, here we go. Practice mode sounds useful, yeah. So what's the series play like? Is it really beloved? I think like Darius is like a little bit, it's like a well-known series, but it's a little bit less, oh fuck my life! Oh, see, this is what happened. This is why you're not supposed to stay on the left side of the screen. Darius is a little bit more niche, I think, than like, you know, Gradius or R-Type or whatever. Partly because of the weird way it got converted, and partially because it got really, it has like a really weird history of localization. It came as, Saigaya in a couple different places, and like multiple titles got released as Saigaya. Like there's a Game Boy port of this game called Saigaya. There's there's English ports of Darius 2 called Saigaya. Some of them came up with like completely different names, like what is it? Supernova or things like that. So they like kind of like, oops. They kind of were like inconsistently localized. Like you can see here Darius 2, and then there's the English versions that showed up as Saigaya. And then here's Darius Gaiden. But there hasn't really been also a lot of, I guess, arcade perfect ports. Like there was the Saturn version of, I think, Darius 2. And they've had some versions for like the PC Engine and stuff, so it wasn't like something that like showed up on a lot of big consoles. I'm gonna turn this up just for this, just because, whoa. The intro is just like amazing. I love it. I always wanted a thing called tuna sashimi. It's just, that is like great line. Let's actually move this like a little bit here. Darius 2, you can see already, is a little bit more zoomed in. This is also the 2-screen version. This was originally released as a 2-screen wide system. Not a 3-screen like the original Darius. There were 3-screen versions that got released as like upgrade kits to the original Darius. They didn't include them here. I guess they figured, from what they said, they basically figured, you know, there's like barely any difference, play-wise and like visually, so it felt kind of redundant. I have never had tuna sashimi. Tuna sashimi is pretty good, I will say. I do like a tuna tartare also. Okay, I'm gonna use the I'm gonna be real with you. If I was playing this not on a stream, I would have restarted right now. Oh, come on, I missed that. I missed the shield. Oh, fuck. Okay, so Darius 2 also adds these, like, you can see these, like, little bombs over there that are opening and closing. If you hit those, they'll actually, create a huge explosion. Boom! Like that. It's a neat collection, yeah, definitely, Zabel. And Darius 2, they also, like, just give you, like, a route select. Let's take advantage of this. See what, wow, these are, it seems like the routes are a lot more consistent about what power-ups they give you. They also seem very stingy about the power-ups they're giving you. Let's just take the bottom route for now. Yeah, this is definitely a neat collection. I don't think it's worth, like I said before, I don't think it's worth the price that they're charging. I'm glad to see this collection come out, and like, for what's there, there's, you know, they've done a good job with what's there, but it just feels like, a little bit like those, like this collection, like some of the Konami ones, kind of like, really feel like, you can kind of, like, M2 does really good work, but you can kind of see the limits of when they're given enough leeway, like time and money, and like space to like really go for it, and when they're kind of limited. And this definitely feels like a collection that would have had a little bit more in it had they been given the time. I don't know, that's just like all speculation on my part. Oh, check out those clams. Those moon clams on the bottom shooting missiles at you. It's pretty sick. Also, Darius 2, I just feel like has like one of the best soundtracks of the games on the collection. It's not my favorite soundtrack. We'll get to that one. But there's some really good jams, and like a good mix of like atmospheric and like energetic songs. The synths just sound better too. And like the addition of some those vocal themes like really like make it stand out. Like I said, Darius 2 just feels better in like every way. It's still like kind of unrelenting and brutal in like a way I don't appreciate. Oh, fuck me! And it's a little harder to get powered up because you have to destroy certain waves of enemies. This is not going well. Like I said, once you... For the sake of the stream, I'm not restarting. But like, kind of once you... I would, though, because kind of like once you just fucking have... Once you have to continue, your run is done. Like... You're kind of fucked. The next continue, I'll probably just switch to the other version just to show off the differences there. Oh, fuck me! But like, there's just like, it's really hard to recover. So what we're gonna do right here, let's see if we can get this. Let's shoot down this. Ooh. And just like, it's just really cool to see stuff like like they do things like this in other games, but like a lot of arcade games are like really just trying to like, you know, big energy, very flashy. So it's like really weird to have like just this silent, musicless boss fight with just like kind of atmosphere to keep you. Okay, almost dead. Alright, now we get to do this part where we go inside of the enemy. And so this is fucking sick. Depending on the route you take, there's also a different boss inside, which is like the actual stage end boss. I think I forgot to turn this to easy. I'll finish this one and then we'll move on to the other versions. I won't cover like every single version because they're kind of like redundant. You motherfucker! Oh, I should have been paying attention to the health. That motherfucker got my ass. I did not see that. And I played this like a bunch. I guess I just didn't. Maybe I played a different route or something. I did not see him coming with a fucking... I would definitely say play this with another person if you can. Although the power-ups situation is going to be rough. Alright, let's switch to another game for right now. We'll go game selection. We'll show off a different stage this time. So there's Sagaya, like I said, the English version. They also like kind of switched up the stages and stuff like that, and the routes. Apparently this version may have never even been released in the US, but was made. Just they included on here, which is pretty cool. Even if it's like kind of more a footnote than like a... Let's make this easy, Jesus. Nah, we can just leave it on 3. Even if it's more like kind of like a footnote thing. Or play it by yourself, 2-player. This is definitely not a game I feel like I could play 2-player. So you can kind of see it starts off with the same intro music, but we get this like wrecked city as a starting point, which I think is a stage later in the game. But it's kind of an interesting tonal shift. And it kind of reminds me of like Metal Black, which I think would come out later. That has kind of like a similar vibe, and also has like laser mechanics that would kind of like be integrated later into the Darius series. This is definitely not a game I could play 2 players by myself. Jesus fucking Christ. But there are certain games that like I think there's some PS2 ports of like Raiden 2, not 2. Raiden 3 I think had like a, and I think 4 have like a what's called the double mode where you can like control 2 ships by yourself. I think you just like use like, since it's a dual shock, you use like 1 stick for each ship and then like triggers. So you can tell like the stage is like way shorter. I think they make them a little bit harder too. But you can get powered up pretty fast. I appreciate, like, as rough it is as it is, like, I appreciate how much faster you can get powered up in this version. Let's see, is this a penetrating laser? No. I think that's a later series edition. Fuck this guy! Leave me the fuck alone! Twin stick, twin shift shooter. There's definitely probably, somebody's done that, right? Like, somebody's done, like, a whole game. I think I've seen, like, 1 or 2 where you kind of play 2 ships at the same time. There's at least, I know there's one game on the Switch where you, like, switch between 2 ships that are being played at the same time. Like, there's 2 screens, and you're controlling both of them at the same time, but you switch between the sides. You might have noticed, like, I didn't get the split right away on this version. You have to do 2 stages before you get the split. It doesn't, like, split right away. Oh, I need that! Some of these are late. I kind of prefer the starting of just regular Darius too, but this is like a little bit better of a portable game. And there's some real, like, I'll probably play this version a little bit just because there's some really cool bosses near the end. And then, like, again, the music is so good for these games. I wish there was a... Like, some of the home ports have the ability to, like, change the volume. Ooh, that was close. The volume of, like, the music and the sound effects independently, which I wish we had here, but, you know, understandably does not have. Ooh, 1-up. Not that that's much useful. Like I said, these are, like, one ship games. Like, you maybe can recover yourself, but if you're, like, going for a run, you just kind of fucking hit the reset button every time you die. Check out this shit! Alloy Lantern. Oh, is this that guy that was in... I don't know, he just slightly different. Fuck me. This is a shit show! Because of the rapid fire, these bosses are going down like way faster than they normally would. But I'll fucking take it because this game is... I'll take any advantage it can on this game. Let's go deep. So you can see there's like a lot less stages now. Yeah, all the enemy designs are really nice and they get kind of like way creative here. I like this. Look at this fucking background. Whoa! Oh, I hate these. These like have so much health. You just basically should just avoid them. You're like probably not gonna be able to destroy them. Like just like waste your time. Oh boy. Oh boy. I really wish I had a bomb. Really wish I had a bomb. I really wish I had a screen clearing bomb. I might be fucked. It's a good thing I have unlimited. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm definitely fucked. I'm so fucked. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, if you thought like Gradius was like brutal. Okay, maybe this will... Yeah, there we go. If you thought Gradius was brutal, like, this game is fucking... Thankfully, I got one of... I was gonna say, thankfully, I got one of the... Thankfully, I got one of the power-ups that kind of, like, gives you a little boost, and then I fucking ate shit right away. The Starfield here is probably, like, multiple layers of parallax. Just kind of moving at different speeds. They do a couple of similar things on, like, Super Nintendo and stuff. It's really effective. Like, you can kind of see there's about, like, 1, 2... Oh, I love that, like, wow! Yell at the start of this boss theme. I also love that they have multiple boss themes. You can also see in Darius 2, they give you a little bit more space to play around with on the screen because your ship, like, automatically rotates to face the enemy. I don't know about the, like, line warping stuff. Usually that's, like, they do similar things on, like, the Genesis with, like, changing the way, like, I forgot what the technical details of it is, but they, like, just, like, change the way that, lines are rendered. Like, lines in the background are rendered. It's really cool, though. Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Was I not paying attention? Did I not? Oh, boy. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Give me something good. Having it be like... Oh, fuck this! I can't see shit! Having it be like... You have to destroy certain waves of enemies, like, makes it a lot harder. Especially since this is a game where, like, managing the amount of chaos is, like, tantamount for survival. It's like a little hard to focus on destroying all this. See, I missed like one. Oh, fuck this. I like that they start introducing like this is just dudes. Just dudes with guns on platforms trying to gun you down. Do I have any highlights in the racial justice itch bundle? Yeah, I put out a thread. That might have been while you were. Oh, oh, what? That destroys you? Yeah, I put out a little thread. I'll probably send it out again. Because there was like a couple games that I had already covered, and a couple games that I just recommend. Yeah, that was those were just like dudes shooting at me, just like fuck you. I don't know. I don't know where these space sea creatures like got like dudes to just help them out, but no, fuck you. Look at this sick fucking crab. No, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. All right, now he can't move. I just blew off all his legs. Oh shit. Eat shit, crab. Fuck you. I think the ones that I can think of offhand are from the Itch Racial Justice bundle is Xenogunner, which came out recently, which is like a boss. It's like a very I'm doing this fucking crab boss. More crab bosses, please. Which is like Alien Soldier-ish. Oh, it's like basically a tribute to Alien Soldier with like some fun surprises. Forgot what the exact title is, but the underwater adventure of like the last human, something like that. Fuck. No! That's a really cool underwater Metroidvania where you're in like a submarine. You like basically do a Planet of the Apes and come back and the whole planet is underwater. Oh man, what the fuck? Yeah, this fucking just brings out the Gradius rings. Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! This game's infuriating. Now I've just like halfway through these runs, like I just stop caring about doing well. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna die all the time and just feed credits until I see the end. I don't care. That's where I think doing those practice runs is gonna be useful. I'm gonna warn you, as bad as I'm doing right now, some of those console games are fucking brutal, and I'm gonna be much worse at them. Oh, fuck you, Yamato! Yamato seems like very popular, like important. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that shit! I love crabs that are also battleships! All good games should have crabs that are also battleships. That's just a plane. Did you see that? Those are just planes. Those are just fucking Japanese World War II planes over there. No, fuck out of here. No, what the f... I wonder if the practice mode lets you just go right to bosses too, because I would appreciate that. Yeah, he is just... It was just a World War II battleship, and it's the fucking hermit crab. Let's see. Hang on. I didn't really get a choice on that one, huh? Or maybe I did. Maybe am I just not paying attention to these choices? I really need to get back into the middle. No, these are just helicopters. Those are just helicopters. I'm just in the Arctic fighting helicopters. Look at that Aurora. Oh, sorry. It's called The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. That's what it is. In that bundle. Which you probably all have for free now. Well, not for free. But you probably all have now. That's like a really good game. Bleed 2. Really excellent action game. If you haven't played it. I constantly tell motherfuckers to play that shit. I'm like, fucking play Bleed 2! Jesus Christ! It's like one of the best action... It was like... I don't know. Like... For as much as people like miss Treasure, I'm like, they made a Treasure game. They made a Treasure game. Go play it. You can just like play it forever, and like it keeps unlocking new characters, and like the new difficulties unlock new shit, and that is like an endless mode now. You can like play that game forever. Like a run takes like 30 minutes. like a run of Bleed 2 just takes like 30 minutes. It's like so short, but like getting it down and like doing it without ever having to continue is rough. Like I still have not beat arcade mode where you like basically have to 1 credit clear it. Probably because I'm too stupid to like just play an easy to start with. But fuck you, octopi. There you go, eat shit. Oh fuck, I forgot about this. I forgot about that. No, leave me alone. The robot warship was pregnant. Whew. Okay, I got it. Okay, this is important. Absolutely has to be this boss. It's good music. And you can kind of see this is like a remixed version of like the opening of Darius 2, the like normal, like the Japanese release of Darius 2. Oh boy, oh boy, and you can see how brutal this is gonna be without anything. Yeah, every boss is just like has tons of weird shit. Like they start going kind of wild with the bosses of this one. Well, like the first one was really just like, hey, we got fishes. And we're like, cool. This is not going great. One day I'm gonna try like an actual serious run of these. Which means I'm gonna have to like find a route, stick to it, and practice it. But right now I just really want to see all the cool stuff. This is like, there's so much happening right now. It's hard to just even parse what's supposed to be happening. I can't do this. See, these, you get like a power up like if you don't have a shield, you get a power up like that and you're like, oh shit, I got like, oh, bio strong. I got like so much power. And then you die in 2 seconds because, check this shit out. Check this shit out. Fuck off. Fuck off. That's it. That's the final zone. Just the mecha fetus. It's so good. And this ending is good. They came back from the war, and because of the way time and relativity works, Darius is gone. Their home planet was already ruined and went back to nature, you know. Nature is healing. They were the disease. Oh, that's good shit. Okay, let's go back to the game selection. Now we're gonna play the best game in this collection, and what single-handedly makes it worth it. I have not played Zed Blade. There's a couple different endings depending on what route you take too. Alright. Okay. This doesn't have the sick ass widescreen. But it's still my favorite. Dude, I'm gonna add continues. There you go. Is there an intro for this one? I think there's an intro for this one. I'm gonna let it play. Yeah, Rayforce has like a similar. Rayforce and Ninja Warriors have like similar dark endings. So like Taito was just on like a depressing streak around now, I guess. This music. What an opening. What an opening, folks. Alright. I'm going to show you real quick this sick ass bomb. Finally bombs. And it just sucks everything in. Blasts them with electricity. You can shoot them while it's getting sucked in too. It's fantastic. It's just sick, tripped out. Alright, let's do it. Rapid fire feels like really cheap in this game, but it will quickly stop feeling that way. Especially since enemies like that take so much health. Have so much health. This goes back to the system of... This is on new hardware, clearly, than the other Darius games. You can see there's a lot more like... There's a lot more color, there's like CD quality audio. Actually, I don't know if it's quite CD quality, but really good music. Really, it starts getting really weird. The vocals are like really good, and it adds this. Now the boss is on my side. Fuck y'all. So if you shoot the... If you shoot the little weak points on these bosses, you can release a capture ball, and like once you grab that capture ball, the boss turns to your side and helps you out, which is like pretty good. There's a lot of scaling effects and like a lot of depth in a lot of the backgrounds in here. Yeah, and the soundtrack is just like this weird space operatic thing. Oh no, oh no. Oh my god. That was the worst possible time to have a controller malfunction. We were doing so well. We were doing so well too. Okay, what exactly happened with this controller? Huh? It just like suddenly stopped responding. No. Alright, hang on. That was really weird. Okay. That was awful. All that hard work. So this goes back to like a 4:3 ratio, but in exchange for that, it gets a lot. And you can kind of see this game also has, this is the start of the rank system. I'm gonna go down this way. If you look at the bottom left, you can see game rank, which basically increases as you shoot enemies and decreases as you shoot enemies and approach bosses, and like decreases as you die, which I did like 3 times in a row right there, unfortunately, because my controller decided to not cooperate. And it's basically just like the internal difficulty of the game This game's also nice enough to give you power-ups when you die. So you're not just eating shit every time you come back in. Okay, I think there's a boss coming up. There it is. Got him. Those can like spawn in like really weird positions that like make it difficult to fight off enemies. They'll never. I'm pretty sure that they're on a timer. Like you can't make them last long enough to fight a boss. There's also like, you know, a lot of hidden power-ups and stuff that you can shoot down for scoring opportunities. The weapons feel really good in this game. I played a lot of the... Weirdly, I played a lot of this game on PC. There's like two versions. There's the one that's just straight emulation that comes on like the Taito Legends 2. And there's like an actual CD-ROM port that has all the audio as Redbook audio. So you can also just put it in a CD player and listen to the soundtrack, which is really good. I have no idea where my copies of it are, which is weird because they sent me 2 copies accidentally. So you'd think... And you can see this is like, you know... This is a returning friend from the earlier Gradius games. This game... Oh, shit. This game also gives you 3 bombs every time you die. So just use them. Otherwise you just wasted them. Like anytime you just feel like some shit's not gonna go well, just use it. This also has like the penetration laser. Oh, okay, fuck. Oh, nope, I'm out. This also has like the penetration laser. Oh man! The penetration laser once you get to like level 2, which is like really good for hitting boss weak points. Oh, that's what I said about... This is why I said just use the thing, the bombs, because like I just... That was 3 extra bombs I could have used right there. What do you think? You know what? I gotta do it. I gotta go through the space colony. Space colony, space colony. Let's go, let's go. Oh, like, yeah, they do, like, a lot of really cool rotation effects here. Like, Rayforce kind of has, like, a similar space colony thing that was happening in it from, like, a different perspective. Ah! Okay, well, it's at least mine now. I think if you use a bomb, you might get the mini-boss in it as you destroy enemies. So you kind of want to get yourself in a situation where you don't have to do that. And you can see the game ranking increasing. It basically will just get harder, throw more shit at you as the rank increases. Ah! Should have bombed. Should have bombed. This game's at least nice enough to give you that head start. There we go. Nice. Let's enter the colony. There's like a lot of returning enemies that all look really good. I'm gonna bomb here just for safety. This one in particular is also kind of just fantastic with 2 players. Looks a bit like the Citadel from Mass Effect. Yeah, well, they're all kind of like that rotating colony design that was like pretty common in science fiction novels and stuff like that. Like, it's pretty early. This game doesn't... So this is like a CNN mini, and I don't know, but you kind of before I blew them up. They added, like, you saw these in, like, the earlier Darius ones, but here they added the clownfish that hang around them, which is a nice touch. Your bombs can also, like, pull the enemies up into the air. Okay, fucking die. You're dead, you're dead. But yeah, the rotating colonies are, like, a very They're like an old science fiction trope. I still haven't figured out like the best position for this camera because like I moved my desk setup around a lot, so. Oh, get out of here! I was not paying attention. Oh, you know what? There's a pretty cool boss on this one though. You're gonna get to like a high speed zone, and you get a little bit more of a cool multi-layer rotation effects. This game has like a lot of really trippy visuals. No, fuck out! Oh, I didn't get the blue one. Really dislike these starfish. They take up so much space on the screen and make it like so difficult to like shoot other enemies. I'm going for it. I need these power-ups. Is this? Okay. I thought those backgrounds would kill me. Oh. Ooh, purple. Oh, the purples give you bomb. Those are very rare. I forgot about those. Fuck out of here. Now I don't have any bombs for the boss, but it's better than dying. Again, there's like an upgrade counter up here. It doesn't tell you like your actual ship arm strength, your actual like shield strength. And I love this. I love the boss analyzers. Look at this. It's got like a little fucking visualizer, Winamp visualizer going on over there near its fins. Somebody make a Darius Winamp skin. That's just this squid, and then you can put the visualizer in the middle of it. I mean, I guess I can make it myself if nobody else does. No, I got bombs back, so let's fucking go. I need to stop saying that right before I shoot myself in the face. It's kind of cool that you can kind of see their lasers get sucked into it. And then, like, there's just, like, a lot of bits and pieces of enemies getting thrown off as you shoot them. Oh, I gotta do this one. And I think the cool thing about this one is that if you just get tired of running a certain route, you can. There's so many routes to take through the game that if you get kind of tired of, if you feel yourself getting a little fatigued, you can always just like, there's like always new stuff to see. Oh shit! Here we go. Woo! Like there's not just the one route that's always the same. Like you can vary it up even if you have a preferred route. Titanic lands. What do we got? Ho ho! Oh shit! I forgot about this. They added that. My favorite part from scrolling shooters. Destroying a giant battleship piece by piece. Oh wow, that destroyed all my shields. That was a bad place to be. Nope, fuck that. Managing, like, for a run of this game, managing bombs is, like, super important. Hey, what's up, OGM? Welcome, we're playing some Gaiden. Oh, fuck this. And I was talking about a little bit of the things that are, like, kind of left off this collection. G Darius is, like, the next big one after this one. Which... okay, that one was all me. Which kind of like nope. Kind of follows up on the boss capture mechanics of this game, unless you just like capture any enemy and turn it either use its weapons, and then kind of spend it to either turn them into a bomb or like a giant laser beam that you can fucking duel the bosses with. You can have like laser duels with them, and like it's not on this collection, and it fucking sucks. Because that's like probably the best, like definitely top 3 Darius games. They're doing it on the new collection, it turns out, where they're gonna do like an HD version. I don't know what the fuck that means. If it means that they just up-res the game, I'm gonna be kind of bummed. Because, I don't know. I feel like PSX games look a little better if they're grainy a lot of times. No, fuck this. This is a part where I would have appreciated the ability to turn around. Like right now, all I can do is... Yeah, and like if you're not practiced, like you just, at this point, you just start spamming credits. And like throwing bombs. Like bombs just kind of make the problem. There's like so many moving parts to bosses in this game. Like as much as Darius 2 did really cool stuff, like they can just do so much more on this new hardware, and they like really take advantage of it. I'm just gonna use a bomb. The bomb doesn't get old, thankfully. What? You're not dead yet? Alright, let's go. That does so little damage. Let me turn around, please. Ah. But yeah, again, if y'all got any questions about stuff, let me know. Or if you're just like playing any cool shooters, or want some shooter recommendations, all's down. Alright, one more zone. Oh, I think we gotta do this one. Next zone, X zone. Alright, let's do it. Just chilling, yeah. Yeah, I like this little interlude. Boom. Return to planet. And you get to see him go through the atmosphere. You get like a slightly different version of the... You get to like hear the like opening theme again as you return. The parallax is so good in this. Alright, let's get this motherfucker. Mine! Gatling fish, let's go. Oh! Okay, that was a little bit panic on my part. I'm really trying to get... Now you get the... Well, I blew them all up before they could get off. Now you get the mech dudes. Sorry. I sucked up Jesus. Sucked up all the fake Zakus. Whoa! The only scrolling shooter that you played was a Wild Tangent game that came on your PC. That's alright. There's like a ton of great scrolling shooters. But just, it also... a thing that you learn, like, playing through a bunch of them is kind of like what your tastes and preferences are, because there's like a lot of like minuscule breakdowns of genres within the genre. And thankfully, it's like, whoa, as niche as the genre can get, like, you can find a ton of stuff. Like, it's like, I mean, just like take a look at Darius. There's just some wild shit. Yeah, I'm probably gonna spend more money than I'd like to on that Cosmic, whatever, sorry, what is it? Darius Cozmic Revelation that's coming out this winter. And I'll be that person that, like, either imports a physical copy or downloads it from the eShop. If they'll actually put a fucking timely eShop release this time. Just because Darius is like really one of my favorites. Like, it's just so mechanically interesting, and the soundtrack gets like really weird and atmospheric. Like, there are some bizarre tracks, just like crowd sounds and stuff like that. And like they do like really cool things with like camera panning and the fact that it's in 3D. Here we go. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. There's some really good final ending. And you can see like every time you're approaching a boss, ooh, the game ranks just steadily increases and gets harder and harder. Oh no. There's a wave weapon which is really cool. Whoop. Which I have not got, despite this game being uneasy. Alright, this is fucking... Let's go. Woo! And like I was saying, like, a lot of games kind of, like, don't do the weird atmospheric stuff that Darius does. Like, there's, like, always this, like, weird melancholy of it. Oh, there's that, octopus boss from Darius, too. And I think it's, like, there's some really cool clouds, yeah. I think having Darius 1 and 2 on this collection kind of makes me appreciate, like, I mostly just played Darius Gaiden a lot before Darius Burst CS came out. And like kind of seeing like the different bosses from the series history and like appreciating the new ways that they adapted them to this game. It's really cool to just kind of see it all together. Wow, I do not like what is happening here. No, fuck off. No, fuck. See, Also, just a huge battleship. Hysteric Empress is approaching What? Oh, that was ground. Dang, she just turned into a fucking 3D render. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna use this. I don't know if her legs kill me. They probably do. Woo! Should use bombs. Should just spend all my bombs right away. At this point, just spend it. Let's go. We're doing this. I don't know where she's gonna... I was gonna say, I don't know where she's gonna land, and it turns out the answer was right on top of me. Let's go. Go. I love the way this... like, the contrast and colors of the background changes as you use these bombs. Okay, I'm screwed now. Go, 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 go. Ah! How are you supposed to dodge that? Alright. I guess you wait till the end and then move? Oh, man. 2, 3. Nope. I was a little late on that one. No, what is happening? Wow, she has like so much HP. What are those other parts? Eyes? That's so you can destroy our eyes over here. Well, I blew our eye sockets out. Now all that's left is to destroy the head. Ah! I really do like the addition of like the gadgets that they have in here. That like tell you how much you've got left. Like having an actual health bar is nice. Because it feels like I'm actually doing damage. Alright, let's see what weird ending we got. One day I'll come back to these and playing for score or to get a 1 credit clear or something. This is like one of the games that I would definitely want to do. Whew. I'm talking about like the melancholy and depressing endings. Taito was just really into like alright. That was pretty cool. We're gonna leave it at that. And then we're gonna move on to the console collection. Oh hey, Noib, you're here. Welcome back. Seen a couple fresh faces and returning ones. So this is the console collection. It's mostly ports of 1 and 2 with some unique additions, including there's a boss rush, Supernova, aka Darius Force, which is a new game, and Darius Twin, which is a new one, and then you got a couple different versions. So we're gonna start with the Mega Drive one. Even now, it feels a little lacking. Like some of these are generally like pretty good versions of the games. Let's see. But sometimes they just kind of feel a little lacking. Let's go into game options here. We're gonna change our player to Tiat. Tiat starts off with like a little bit more firepower. A lot of these are good versions, but there's like some notable missing ones. Like there's none of the PC Engine CD versions are on here, which is weird because I specifically mentioned like Super Darius, which is like one of the PC Engine versions, in like the descriptions of like the other games, and like saying this game is a downgrade of that one. I'm like, cool. Where's the good version? And it's like not so cut and dry like that. Like it does, one version does have CD audio, which is like way nicer, a little closer to the arcade version. But also like Darius 1 got a pretty good Mega Drive port that kind of combines all the stuff from all the PC Engine ports, including like the boss rush mode. That was on the Mega Drive Mini, which was like kind of like M2's collaboration with like a homebrew programmer to get it on there. It's like a really cool proof of concept. That's not in this version. There's not really any official way to play it except the Mega Drive Mini, which honestly would have been cool to have added. Like this that came out like way after this collection did in Japan, but it would have been cool to have them like patch it in, because I know they patched in like some of the other versions of like Sagaya into this collection. It wasn't originally there. It was like part of patch 1. I would have kind of liked to see that there. Again, there's no CD versions. There's no G Darius or Darius Gaiden, even though those are mostly kind of like arcade ports with loading. And there's none of like there's no real handheld versions. Like we didn't get the Game Boy version or the Game Boy Advance version of any of these. Which is like, it's the console collection, so it makes sense, but the PC Engine ones as, the PC Engine entries in particular stick out as like kind of like a big missing link in here. Especially since I think Darius 2 has like an arranged, more like rock heavy soundtrack It's also way easier to hit the bombs in this version. Like, it has a totally different soundtrack for Darius 2 on the PC Engine, so where is it? I don't know. I won't play too much of this, maybe like one more, and then we'll see. We'll check out some of the more original stuff. But as you can see, it's like a pretty decent port for the Mega Drive. The soundtrack's pretty good. I feel like Darius 1 sounds a little bit better, but again, that's like a thing that made like 30 years after the fact or whatever, or 25 years after the fact, with the modern know-how of the Genesis. But I think the soundtrack translates pretty well to the Genesis sound, even if it doesn't have the Tuna Sashimi intro anymore. And like, this is definitely cut down and less spectacular, but also it fits better on a portable screen. Yeah, it definitely fits a lot better on a portable screen. Though Darius 2 is a little bit better in that respect. It's not quite as zoomed out as Darius 1. But these feel really weird in that they're versions of those arcade games, right? And they kind of feel incomplete without something to compare them to. Like, they're harder to appreciate without the arcade versions. And this was initially included as like just a bonus for like the super special edition, limited physical edition of this collection originally in Japan. But having them still sell it separately in the US just feels, I don't know. Like, I get why you do that. There's two different programs, but they don't quite feel... Each one has, like, weaknesses and things missing from it that kind of make it feel less than ideal without the other collection. Do you have a preference between the two collections? If you're going to buy one collection, get the arcade collection. The console ones are cool, but like, everybody knows where you can play Super Nintendo games, right? So you can play Darius Twin and Darius Force pretty easily. The arcade emulation is a little bit more finicky. And there hasn't been as many there hasn't really been many arcade perfect ways to play Darius 1 and 2. Like, it was on the Japanese, like, Taito. Yeah, they can sell 1 and 2 together. Like, just probably, they could have made a bundle that was discounted. But yeah, like, Darius 1 and 2 haven't really had really arcade perfect ports of them. Not a lot of them. Like, the Saturn, I think, was like closest, but it's not like a direct console port. And like I said, they did have it on like the Japanese Taito collections. You could get like Darius 2 on the PS2, but it's not in the US releases. Though you can get Darius Gaiden and G Darius on the PS2 Taito Legends 2. So the arcade one is definitely the better way to go, and just like G Darius alone, I think, kind of sells. I think we've seen enough of this, right? G Darius alone kind of sells out the collection by itself. As much as I've like complain about how thin it feels, so I'm not gonna play this. This is just the same game, but like you can see, like they localize them as like very different things. I will play the Master System version though. Yeah, as much as I complain about how thin like the arcade collection is, it's definitely the better one of the two, and like it's really hard to appreciate some of these games as their own thing. This is pretty cool. Basically the Master System, you know, the Sega's NES. I think this is like the European version. I don't know if this came out in the US. Europe got a lot of games, continue to get games even after, like, some of them stopped releasing, and the Master System stopped releasing games in, like, Japan. But in Brazil. I think they still sell Master System stuff in Brazil. Like, I think Tectoy or somebody has the rights to sell it, and you can still buy it, like, clone hardware. Like, to this day in stores, is what I heard. Not that I've been, like, to Brazil. I'm like impressed how much of Darius 2 they were able to get into this. Like, it's like super flickery. And obviously like super cut down, and like they lose a lot of the levels in transitions. But like the music's reasonably good. And they got like the background effect in. This is cool as like a curiosity, but it's not like... Again, it's not like the showstopper. It doesn't have that same appeal as like that ridiculously wide arcade collection does. Yeah, I imagine like the Master System and like I don't know if they still sell Genesis stuff, but I imagine the Master System has kind of like that same appeal as like those, I don't know, buying like an at-Gabe Sega Genesis. Though those have been kind of like, you know, those have been kind of replaced by like the minis, which are really expensive. I do want, you know, I do want to get a copy of the PC Engine Mini though, because that's probably one of the best mini collections they put out there, and M2 like really added like a shit ton of stuff in there that makes it really cool. Here's Darius Twin Super Famicom. I'm gonna be playing the US version because they added stereo sound to this one apparently. This is like a completely new game and also has 2-player, which yeah, this game is like ridiculously hard too. It also has 2-player, which is like cut out of most of the console ports. Yeah, the mini consoles are like ridiculously expensive. Oops. Like as much as I want that PC Engine Mini, like it's cost $100. Jesus. And like I definitely like the Mega Drive Mini cost $80, and I definitely did not pay. I'm like, these are the game. Like I've been playing these games for years on like, and bought them on like so many other. Great. So many other collections. Like it's like I've paid you like 10 times for these games. I'm not gonna pay another $80 to do it again. Right. So like I waited until it was like $40, and then I immediately, like, before I even started it up, I, like, hacked it, and... Wow, see, like, I'm just... Oh, Darius Twin, also, no continues. Once you run out of lives, that's it. Restart the game. Like, fuck you. This part of the song sounds like... that, like, 80s aerobics contest. Like the, you know, the one that they like did that Key and Peele skit on. Made it into Detective Pikachu. Yeah, no continues. Thankfully, you can do quick saves, and you know you get a lot. So that's, thankfully, there's at least that option, because some versions like won't even give you. I think this one uses Darius 2 rules for power-ups. I could be wrong though. Did I pause it? Yeah, I accidentally paused it. I think this is a pretty good original game for the Super Nintendo. It's like pretty fast. It gets kind of like the same fluidity and like speed of the arcade games through, and like in original format. Having 2 players is really cool. Makes you want to work out. The soundtrack's pretty good. I was like good fake Super Nintendo guitars. That's our favorite buddy. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to level 2. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to level 2 in Darius Twin either. Oi! Yeah, just game over. Like, fuck you, you start again. I wish these games had like a rewind feature a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to that one and try to play it better. Let's move on to Darius Force, which is like, I don't know how far I'm gonna make it in this game because it's really hard. There's also like secret boss rush modes in like a lot of these, and this just gives you the option to do it from the menu instead of like putting in the secret code or whatever. This is pretty rough. This is kind of more of a... Let me make this easy. It's more of like an R-type-ish top 3, yeah. System. There's also 3 different ships you can choose from. I don't know the differences offhand, but they're mostly just like, you know, you get a different shot or laser. You can also switch between laser and bomb, which is like weird. And also like if you try to use bomb and shot at the same time, like it slows down each of them. Like I don't even think you can use them until you power it up. Oh, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Okay. Here we go. Woo! It also does that thing where it'll reset it, like the Darius one thing where it'll reset you. Okay, I'm gonna need specific things here. Oh, I don't have rapid fire, huh? So we're gonna need one that's just shoot. We're gonna need one that's just bomb. Bomb or laser, it looks like. Shoot plus bomb. I want that to be Y. Okay. And also, like I said, oh, brutal. This one I had a lot of trouble with. You kind of have to like, this is like a much more memorization heavy game. There you go. Yeah, you can't even use bombs in, you can't even use bombs and shots at the same time until you get an upgrade for your shot. And it slows down each of them when you use them together. Fuck, I was too slow. So you kind of have to be a little more considerate about it. But this is like, it's so hard. Like the difficulty on this one compared to like even some of those arcade ones is just like kind of brutal. Like between the restarting and like the slowness of it, like it's just a slow ass game. Like in terms of movement, in terms of shooting, like I don't know. Like the menus feel slow. It's like rough. This one has like a Gatling gun, it looks like, so we'll try that. Alright, alright. The cool thing about this thing is like you can also just... Now you can use modern arcade sticks on this. Which I think a lot of people will want to do. Let me tell you, as somebody who's tried to connect an arcade stick to a Super Nintendo, you don't have a lot of good options. So, this is... I mean, also... But you know, there's also other ways to play this that you could probably easily get an arcade stick into. Alright, we're gonna give it one more go around. We're gonna try to finish it. Try to finish at least stage 1. I always feel like the bombs are like so much weaker in these games. Oh, these guys take so much damage. And I missed the power up. Okay, shield will keep me alive a little longer at least. Yeah, this one's also using like Darius 2 rules. Oh, you just get the laser from the beginning? That's kind of useful. The lasers will kind of have like a more predictable arc, but don't... I feel like don't do as much damage. But they also will hit above and below you instead of just below you. Fuck me. Is it gone? Okay. It's slow, so maybe you'll be able to play it. Yeah. I think the thing about it being slower is you're also slower, which is rough for me. It's not like, oh no! It's not like you can you get a little bit more time to react to things, but you're like you don't get to shit. Like you get a little bit more time to react to things, but you don't get to like, oh fuck me. You don't really have like as much room for error and like just getting the fuck out of the way. I definitely like to see a little bit more of this game. I do kind of wish I had like a little bit more like accessibility options or like alternate modes like they do in a lot of the other collections. Like the Thunder Force collections have a weirdly named kids mode that just kind of like lets you chill out and play the game more casually. But you know, with so many games support on a single collection, they don't really have the option. But then again, like for the prices they're charging, like I know they're charging like $8 per game, but there's like essentially 4 or 5 games here, just like different versions of like 4 or 5 games. And for like basic, when you like do the breakdown of the math, it's like not that much. Yeah, see, like, this game is so slow and just like, I don't know. It's not my favorite on the collection. Let's take a shot at Darius Alpha, which has like so many modes. Push the run button. This is one of the PC Engine games. This is like one of the few games on the collection that has like some gadgets. Like it's really basic, but I really appreciate them adding like since this is a boss rush game, they added the boss lineup on the right side, and you can kind of see what's coming next and prepare for it. Again, you know, that's like pretty simple, but I think that's part of the reason that it kind of like makes the arcade collection a little bit more appealing, is you get a lot more of that like original arcade flavor in it. Oh, this also like, because this is like such a boss rush like score focus thing. This also like just does, you have one continue. You don't get multiple continues to get through it, so you have to like really be on it. And they also like replenish your shields and stuff between rounds. Then again, like, if you die, there's not really a way to get more power-ups, so you're gone by. Let's check out a little different modes in here, since this is mostly going to be Darius. Like, there's score attack mode. Same thing. Time attack mode, 4-minute time trial. This is their kind of, what do you call it? Caravan mode. Which is like the Hudson Caravan style. You got 4 minutes. Get the highest score you can possibly get. Wow, I just like ate shit. So obviously you can't clear the game in this one. It's more like if you play like a Pac-Man Championship Edition, where you get like a time limit for scoring. That's like kind of the same idea. Like how to get make a fun score-based challenge without like having you like play like, you know, an hour's worth of a game and keep it up, like endure like, or maybe I guess like these games it's more like 30 minutes, but like have to play consistently well for like 30 minutes. It's like, you got 4 minutes, what's the best route that I can take to score the most points in 4 minutes, right? Let's see if I can even make it 4 minutes. But those are like a cool thing if you like, especially if you got friends who like play these. That's like a really fun like scoring challenge to like play against other people, because it's like you can fit 4 minutes into anywhere, right? At least I think most people can. It's much easier to fit practice runs of like 4 minutes than like, you know, half an hour runs. So that's like a real nice bite-sized option that you got there. Also, again, they have that on the Mega Drive Mini version of Darius. Oh fuck! I did not make it. I did not make it 4 minutes. Do you want to see what my rank is? I'd be like amazed if I ranked in. Like if this was an arcade cabinet, I definitely would not be on there. Try again? No. How do you see? How do you check the score? Oh, here we go. Rankings. Let's see. Personal rank. Is that top 40? Is that because like there's only 40 people who played it? Or are they all at the bottom? Or is there like 1,000,000 40s? Oh no, okay, there are people lower than me somehow. That's also a cool feature here, where you can, if you want to practice stuff. Let's download Moataro's play. And like you can pause it, you can fast forward it, you can rewind it, you can go frame by frame. And it'll literally show you what their inputs are. Like you can see what their inputs are right there. This person is way more competent than me. I should have just streamed replays of this game instead of trying to play them myself. I feel like it would have been more entertaining. Look at this man, absolutely fearless. Top 40 player, yeah. This is the difference between 39 levels of scoring. That boss spent more time blowing up in its death animation than it did alive on the screen. This person has played this before. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Alright, let's go back to the game selection. We got just one more thing to play. We got Darius Plus on the PC Engine. You know, it's Darius. The screen scrolls a little bit to kind of get everything in there. This is a little bit easier to see than the incredibly ultra-wide three screen display. And I think for the most part this is a pretty decent version, but it's just like doesn't sound as good as the Genesis version. Doesn't have as many features as the Genesis version. Which is like, again, that's not like they didn't have the ROM size is like so big compared to like something that would have actually had to go retail. But also like there's better versions of this and Darius 2 that existed that are just not on here. And like if this was like a $20 collection, like yeah, sure, whatever. But they're like charging like $45 for this thing. Like I find it really hard to recommend. Like even as somebody who like feels totally justified paying $20, $30, even $40 for a single shooter, like the M2 shot triggers releases, the cave releases, those like I've paid $30 for a shooter. Under the Feet I paid $30 for like the deluxe edition or whatever. Or maybe like 20, whatever. Like I definitely paid like $30 for Death Smiles. But those come with like vastly different arrangements and different modes. They come with like a whole bunch of gadgets, like to like kind of like give you a little bit different experience. They have a whole bunch of different options on ways to play it, and you don't have that variety and detail. By nature, you won't, because just there's only so. I will say this version feels a lot more. This version of Darius 1 feels a lot more forgiving and less fucked than the arcade version, because it just lets you start over where you are. But yeah, like just I know by like the nature of it, like you're not gonna get as detailed. You know, you will just not get as detailed as like a game that's being sold at retail, and this is like one game. You're not gonna get that level of detail and like difference, right? But by comparison to like even stuff that M2's done, it's just like kind of flat. But yeah, that's the Darius. Those are the Darius collections. I might boot up real quick. I might actually boot up the Mega Drive version, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's go get that. Give me a second here. That is definitely not the game thumbnail that I want. So we'll boot up the Mega Drive Mini real quick, just to take a look at M2's own work. Oh, for the... Oh, let's turn this off. Let's reset this, actually. For the Mega Drive... For the Mega Drive Mini, all I did was install Project Lunar, which is a... like community-based project that like basically runs you through a wizard to hack the Mega Drive Mini, and then technically this is a Genesis Mini, but it basically runs you through something to get the thing hacked, and then lets you load on ROMs either to M2's emulator or to a RetroArch emulator. It's turning up weird for me. Hang on a second. And you'll see in a second, but it lets you keep the front end, which is like super important to me. Like half the reason that I wanted one of these things was for the kind of like front end and presentation of it. What happened? Sorry about this. So I really wanted to be able to keep that front end and like the M2 menu options and all that other stuff. Though I have to say that I wish that the wallpapers that I included with the Mega Drive Mini were a little better. They kind of suck. The new games that they included on there are definitely cool, but they're definitely like niche things that you're going to appreciate more if you have familiarity with the source material. Weird. This thing has become... It's probably my capture setup, but this thing's become as finicky as a real fucking Genesis. Why is this not cooperating with me? There we go. Oh. Oops. There we go. Let me know how the audio is on this one. It might be a lot louder. But yeah, you can see right here we got the entire collection of ROMs loaded up here. Pretty massive amount. And you can put on custom... With Project Lunar, you can use custom covers. I don't know if you can put your own covers, but you can definitely use different databases to choose what art you want, which is good because most of the time I wanted to use the Japanese art. So this is like the port. Like it has like all the bosses of, you know, Darius. You can change it to boss rush mode. You can do the arcade, which has like the regular amounts of bosses, or 26. You can change your players. If you play as Tiat, again, you'll get the... let's try boss rush real quick. You'll start out with more power-ups. Oh look, you can like... There's even like continues and stuff, right? Like you can already tell this is pretty smooth. And like honestly, like looks and sounds great and plays so fast. Like this feels so good compared to like the PC Engine version that's on there. And I don't have like a huge amount of experience with like the PC Engine CD, so I can't tell you if Super Darius and Super Darius Super Darius and Super Darius 2 are like better running versions of it because it's the same hardware. But this like just looks, sounds, and feels better. Although I am getting massacred. Okay, sick. Let's do this. This boss rush version is definitely has a lot more downtime than Darius Alpha though. We'll fight this one boss, then we'll take a look at the actual like levels. Shit. Nope. Again, this is like the... Let's change this. This is the M2 official port. And like, imagine having this version on there. Like, just to see what 20 years of like poking and prodding the Genesis could. Because there's no official Genesis port aside from this one of Darius 1. It kind of just made it onto the Master System and like that era of console. So having this version kind of like completes the set, and also it just like works as like a really good proof of concept of like kind of what the system could put out. Like, this isn't arcade perfect by any means, because like that's impossible, but it feels really good. Like, this is definitely this is probably my favorite version of Darius 1 of the ones that I've played. Like, I have to dig in a little bit more, and I really do like the like super widescreen, especially if you got like a big enough screen. If you play it on like MAME or something, I know it has, I think there's some emulation issues in terms of sound and stuff, which is like why this the arcade collection is pretty cool. And it's really cool to like, if you got a big enough TV, play it on there. Or if you got like, oh, this is bad. This also doesn't restart you. Also, if you have a projector, I don't know. I bought like a cheap projector, and like it was pretty cool to see really wide Darius. But also just this version, it might be cut down and not like have the same technical, like impressive technical bosses and stuff, but it feels really good. It's way more fair. It sounds good. Like, the music's great. Like, if you love like the Genesis sound, like these tracks translate really well. And it's got like all the content from like all the other versions. Like, I kind of like, if they're not gonna if they're not gonna add like the console, this is like the console version or the console collection, like I hope they at least add it to like Cosmic Revelation or whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, that's like, oh I forgot that's how you switch areas in this game. But yeah, those are the collections. That's like a lot of Darius. Definitely, if you go for one of the collections, please play the arcade one. Please play Darius Gaiden. And then hopefully I'll be seeing you around later this year to check out what they do with Darius. But that's going to be it for the stream today. Thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for putting up with my very messy gameplay as I try to learn these games and talk at the same time. A review's up for the console collection already on collectbliss.net, and I'm gonna have a following one for the arcade collection, but I think you've heard kind of most of my opinions on there. Yeah, Magpie, I hope you can play games again soon. Hit me up if you want to play something, if that's the thing you want to do. Everybody else, take care. And I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.